Hello, everyone. This is Mr. Honeya going through the types of wellness, which is our first notes lecture type deal for sports nutrition of the year. All right, so what we're going to do today is I'm just going to go through this video, this little PowerPoint here, talk about everything, and essentially what you have is you have notes in Canvas. So if you go into Canvas, you click on the wellness notes, types of wellness notes, you'll see that there's a template there. You just copy and paste the template in the text box of Canvas, and then you will submit the completed template once we're done through this lecture, and then you'll get your 100 for the day. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start on the types of wellness. So within this unit, we're going to talk about what is wellness as well as the different types. What is wellness? This is simply making choices towards a healthy life. Any sort of choices that consider your life holistically. Now, what does holistically mean? That means it's all of you. Wellness is an overall thing. In other words, you can have many different areas that influence your wellness, but what we really want to discuss as well is your overall wellness holistically. How well are you as a person? One of the ways we figured that out is to consider the multi-dimensionalness of wellness, which means the different parts of you. So we talk about the different parts of you and the different parts of your wellness to inform your overall wellness. So for example, there's 8 different dimensions which I will discuss, and how you do within these 8 different dimensions informs your holistic overall wellness. So there are going to be certain dimensions where you may not be so well at and that you can improve, so that way overall you begin feeling better and having a healthier life. So there are, as I mentioned, 8 dimensions of wellness, and they can be connected and or separated by various contexts in which they are there. For example, let's say what you eat, that's part of physical wellness. We'll discuss that in a second. But what you eat may be influencing how you feel about yourself. And so, therefore, that influences your emotional wellness. So, maybe if you eat a lot of junk food and it causes you to feel bad about yourself and feel guilty about what you eat and things of that nature, then that can make you feel bad emotionally. So, therefore, physically, what you are doing to yourself makes you feel bad emotionally. So, in certain ways, these dimensions can be connected, versus there are certain instances where they can be completely separate. And it all depends on you as a person. Going into these 8 dimensions, we have physical wellness, which is maintaining physical health. Basically, keeping your body running like a well-oiled machine. And how do we do that? We go through physical activity, being healthy in our eating and nutrition, and making sure we're maintaining adequate sleep to carry out the day's functions. So it's making sure that we're taking care of ourselves essentially. And this is very basic. There are many other things that fall in line with physical wellness, which you guys will see in your little activity later on. But this is just your basic overview. So it's basically maintaining that physical health. Next, we have social wellness, which is making sure that you have a sense of connection and connectedness and belonging. Making sure that you are having and creating a healthy support network. So making sure that you feel like you're connected with people, that you feel like you have people you can rely on, and then also making sure that you have that healthy support network. Not necessarily being surrounded by a bunch of people who encourage you to do just to do anything that you want, but necessarily understanding you as a person and having people that will support you in doing what you want to do, but also making sure that they're there to support you when you're feeling down, and then making sure that they're there to, call you out on anything that you may be feeling some type of way about, and making sure that they tell you things that you may not want to hear and being real with you. So understand that you have that healthy support network, not necessarily someone who's always going to lead you down the wrong path, or someone who constantly bashes you. Next, we have spiritual wellness, and a lot of times, a lot of people tie this in with like religion and things like that. And I just want to let you know that this is not what spiritual wellness is about. It can be, from a sense of caveat of, it can be, it can be a little caveat to it, a very little piece of the pie, if you will. But Spiritual wellness is about having values and beliefs that add purpose to your life and having strong values and a sense of inner peace. For some people, that may be having a certain faith in religion. For other people, that may be having taking the time to meditate and reflect on their life and thinking about what they can do to become a better person and things of that nature. So it's not always tied to the idea of religion, although a lot of people associate that with spirituality, but it's more along the lines of having a sense of purpose in what you do, having a sense of value and belief, and then making sure that at at your core you have kind of like an inner peace with yourself and you're doing things to add value to your life. Next, we have emotional wellness, which is the ability to cope with life and build satisfying relationships. So, being confident in control of emotions and behaviors, and you are resilient, meaning that, life comes at you fast, it throws a lot of curveballs, and at the end of the day, you need to make sure that you're able to deal with everything without having an emotional reaction or breakdown to it. Now, there are instances where, we deal with a lot in today's society in the sense of mental health and things of that nature. So the big thing with that is making sure that you're focusing on that emotional wellness and going through that process of taking care of yourself emotionally, taking care of yourself mentally, so you can cope with things and can build strong relationships and can develop that confidence that at the end of the day, when you realize that, life is throwing you a curveball, you can hit it and knock it out of the park. And hey, if you strike out, not too bad. You'll go and get it the next time around. So making sure that you're maintaining that. Next, we have intellectual wellness, which is recognizing your talents to be creative and seek out how you use your knowledge and skills, which is also focusing on mental growth and learning new things. So, intellectual wellness is very important from the standpoint of understanding what you're good at, what you enjoy doing, and then how you focus that energy into learning new skills, into learning new things, and developing that sense of focus. So it's understanding that you want to learn, that you want to have a strong develop of your intellectual wellness. Next, we have the environmental wellness, which is related to the surroundings you occupy. It also has a focus on positive social in the natural environment and then focusing on how your environment shapes your life. A lot of people look at this as, oh, recycling and going green and things like that. That is only a small piece to the puzzle here. With environmental wellness, we're also looking at the things of like keeping your area clean, keeping your area well organized, and understanding that the environment that you are around um, provides a certain type of vibe. There are times where maybe you've walked into a teacher's classroom and you automatically knew like, hey, this is going to be a good teacher. They have stuff on the walls, the teacher seems to give off a great vibe. The area is clean, the area is nice. So the thing about it is that is sort of how environmental wellness goes. The areas of which you occupy, inform that wellness and can impact how you perceive areas and how you operate within them. Also, it's also considering the positive social and natural environment. So the vibes that you give off interacting with other people. If you are in an environment where you feel safe with other people and you feel like you can talk with them and you can make connections, then that's going to be an environment where you're going to feel like you can really grow as a person. And having these positive environments will ultimately shape your life. Next, we have occupational wellness, which is a sense of satisfaction with your work or job. This is also a major focus on job safety, making sure that you are doing things on the job that promote safety and that you are taking care of yourself. And then also making sure that you have a sense of fulfillment and meaningfulness of the work that you do. In many cases, a lot of people don't really start developing that sense of occupational wellness until they actually get into the workforce and they realize what they want to do. In many cases, occupational wellness can also be tied to what you do in school right now. Some of you have a strong sense of occupational wellness because you know what you want to do, and you know where you want to go to college, or if you want to go to college, or you know what kind of job you want to get. So you're taking courses at ATC, you're trying to take courses related to the field of study you wish to go into. And that is developing that sense of occupational wellness, that you are developing that sense of satisfaction in what you do, to promote yourself to get to the next level where you can have the job that you want and have a fulfilling career and life. And then lastly, we have financial wellness as well, which is feeling satisfied about your financial situation. And this is mainly the focus on budgeting and saving, and then planning for emergencies, and then making sure that we reduce that anxiety related to money. This is one that, can easily, can be a touchy subject because of the different socioeconomic statuses that are out there. But the big thing is understanding that with this, it's all about making sure that we're making smart decisions with money. We're trying to find ways to positively make more money, and making sure that we're making smart decisions with that money. So that way, in the event that there is an emergency, we won't have that level of anxiety that's related to money. So we always want to make sure that we're striving to make smart money decisions and being financially smart, whether it's through having a job, whether it's through making sure we're saving properly, whether it's through investing and things of that nature. So at this point, this should this should end our notes for the day. Very short, very sweet, and to the point. So at this point, what you'll do is you will submit your filled out template, submit it through Canvas, completely filled out. I'll go through, drop the 100s in if they're completed, and then tomorrow you guys will have your assignment related to wellness. So have a good day, and I will see you guys tomorrow.